You went off and started the stream, right?
5, 4, 3.
Now talk.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, back to the live one. Okay, now say something.
All right, hopefully this is working now. Ken? All right, hopefully this is working now. Oh, heard you. I heard myself. All right, let's do this. Oh, heard you. I heard myself. Tonight we are going to talk about. Let's do this. I can hear myself in the delay, babe. Tonight we are going to talk about. It's interfering with me being able to talk. I can hear myself in the delay, babe. Tonight we are going to talk about. It's interfering with me being able to talk. Ay.
Turn it.
All right, let's see if this works better. I can still hear myself.
I don't hear delay on my side. I don't hear delay on my side.
No, you don't understand. I can't talk when I'm delaying myself 5 seconds behind. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to talk through that.
Absolutely. There's a line from there to there. Do you understand? Or what you can do is this.
Okay. Okay. One more time, just for me being a paranoid, would you check and see if you can still hear me? I can't hear myself. Okay. All right, let's try this again, shall we? All right, tonight we are going to talk about what I have found as a founder player of Star Wars The Old Republic, the best, less frustrating way to level the fastest if you are starting a character from level 1. We've had a lot of lately them pushing a lot of experience bonuses because they've got new content with IOCAP coming in, but now that we are out of a bonus experience boost time period, it makes leveling going back to the original frustration. So let's go ahead and get started. This is Empathy, a cute little level 1 Miralanian Sage I created. I love the Sage class. It's very versatile. If you like pew pew or, you know, throwing rocks at things, it's a great class. If you like healing, it's also one of the top healing classes in the game. So, first recommendation is always start and finish your class quests from end to beginning to end. Because that way you are able to, it's a lot of experience boost, and it also it offers a lot of achievements as well. So let's start out by talking to Master CEO, and also a recommendation, unless this is a brand new game for you, you've never seen any of the cinematics, by all means, continue as normal, picking your, appropriate responses and yada yada. But otherwise, spacebar is your friend. We're just trying to get through this as quickly as possible. So talk to Master CEO. He starts going, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful, and la di da di da, and spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. Okay, I'm excited to be here. Yay, I'm so cute. All right. So we're going to go meet Master Yuan Par. She's awesome. Spacebar, spacebar. This whole shebang would probably take about a good solid 5 to 10 minutes to get through that conversation if you didn't use the spacebar. So our first task is to go down over here. Let's do it. Click on the dude. Little purple arrows where we want to go. I'm going to get rid of this Knights of the Eternal Throne because I've played it. If you really need the information, go ahead and click on it and read it. It really is not going to apply to you until you are around 70 anyway. So, I am an old fart, meaning I have a crap load of freebie stuff from BioWare, and so we're going to go grab that really quick before we really get this started. Get all that stuff. All that. And then delete all those messages. Now, during a experience boost time, you can actually get quite a lot of experience from just getting all this stuff put into your inventory, but it really doesn't offer that much experience, so you may not want to rely wholly on using these guys as experience boosts. Right. Let me get rid of that because I already have a crap ton of those. Fireworks, fireworks, ship stuff, party Jawa, guy I can't use yet, stuff I can't use yet, not yet, not yet. Encrypted holo communicator, I believe, is 4. That's Nico Okar. Love to play with him. He's so funny. Alright. Got my Auragrob statue for convenient in the field training. Scourge of the Huts. Test pilot. More stuff. Apologize, it's taking a lot longer than I did it too. Okay, if you're following down here at the bottom, you see that I really haven't done much of anything other than fly down from the main part, and I'm already 3/4 of the way through level 1. I mean, that's no big, rah-rah or anything, because it's pretty easy to get beyond level 1 just fighting guys, but it's nice to have just that little bit of a head start before you even get started. Got my Shay Vizsla. I think we're going to stick with Shay as my fighting partner. That is one of the other parts that you want. Part 2 is any companions that you might have available to you as you go through, because you can set them on heal and then they will heal for you, or if you're a healing class you can set them to DPS or tank. Very nice, makes things go a lot faster and the less need for grouping with people, which unfortunately slows things down a lot. Alright, the last thing we're going to do before we head out on our quests is I get this free gear, and most of it is hideously ugly, but the benefit is that all of it has, if you see here under the light armor rating, it's only a rating 2, meaning it only offers me 3 armor. So as a pretty squishy class, 3 armor kind of sucks. But with these adaptive gear armors, they offer a bit more armor. So for example, if I wanted to look like Nico, I could put on his duster and it offers me 10 armor. So I'm going to get out my favorite suit. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. Nope, not it. That one's ugly too. Nope, not it either. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes. She's going to look like a bounty hunter for a little bit. That's okay. Oh, also forgot to mention, keep in mind that any bonuses, any experience that you get that I talk about are based purely on subscriber experience and bonuses. If you are free to play, you might experience completely different things. Like, for example, I can hide my head slot, whereas on the free to play you cannot hide your head slot, so you have to run around with this big ugly helmet. Alright, so I hid my helmet. I'm actually going to do the same thing to Shay. I'm really not a big fan of her helmet. Guess they're not going to let me do that yet. Alright, that's okay. So let's get started. Notice I put on the big vibro sword, because again, we're dealing with the same situation. You've got much more damage rating with 60 force power than you do with your little binky sword that they give you at the beginning. And yes, you probably won't look very much like a Jedi at first, but you'll find that that is something that we can take care of pretty quickly. Right, train up as much as you can. And next part, if you do not have the ability to get any experience boosts, or it's not within a experience time period, you may want to pick up your planetary quest lines. It makes it so that, because usually planetary quest lines will usually follow parallel to your own class quest, so you're not running all over the planet trying to figure out whose quest is next and whatnot. Makes it very nice, and the experience bonus is nice. So let's see. Let's get rid of all this. Yada yada yada, you're a nice guy. And I'm gonna go beat up some flesh raiders. Whee! Beat up flesh raiders. Put on my buff. And let's go myrtleize. Now, oops, you wanna play, don't you? Awesome, let's do it. Alright, so down here we notice to your right your map that also contains a lot of information about the different quest items that are going on. Because I've done this like a trillion times over and over, I probably could run this without using the map at all, but I thought I'd mention that for first timers it's a good to keep an eye on your map a lot, because it helps you keep from getting lost. It keeps you from going to places you don't need to be in order to finish your quest. So, la da 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 da. Thanks so much. So now we're off to the next area. And I usually like to take this in one big circle, because I really dislike, trying to run around and get all this stuff and then have to take a jog, a 30-minute jog, just to get back to my quest givers. I'm kind of crazy like that. Alright, so we got that. That is part of the quest that we just picked up. Definitely want that. And the other one's over here. There used to be a nice little prize box up in that area, but I haven't created a couple of new alts. I haven't seen it, so we're not even going to worry about going up there unless you want to. Alright, next one. Yeah. Huh? Alright, so I got a question from the chat room stating, where did I get my sword? And I am typing in, it was a promotional item from BioWare. Can't remember what expansion. Alright. So we're running again. Hey, Mr. Guy. Alright. We're going to take a little bit of a shortcut. Beat some of these flesh raiders up more. Save another poor soul. I like coming over here because not a lot of people come over here, and there's usually 2 or 3 of these trapped apprentices right here, so it makes it nice not to have to compete for them. There's one back there too. Let's go get it. Oh, there's one right there too. Great. Throwing rocks is the best. There's lots of fresh raiders over here. And that one back over there just popped again. So we want to go back there and grab that. And then head across the river to rescue the other dinguses. Oh, level 3. Scooch around these guys because we don't have to fight them. Don't want to. But we're going to get at least the Manka cat anyway. Up the hill. You see where I'm at on the map. Right there by the little missing students thingy. This is sort of like the cheater way of getting over there. There they are. Go home. Now, with that one done, we just need to go back and get the last two things from the bridges, and then we'll be able to go back to our Master Yuan and turn that quest in. Go. Right, and last but not least, another part of the bridge. And to be honest, killing these guys is pretty easy, even with just the standard issue newbie gear. So don't worry about needing a lot of money right up front to gear yourself out. I can't say that there's tons of drops as far as green gear is concerned, but it looks like they've at least reduced somewhat the hit points on these guys, at least from when I first started on a Sage. It's like killing a frustrator. Was like, oh my goodness. Alright. We are most likely going to hit 4 and maybe 5. We'll see. You're welcome. Oh, we gave him some gloves. And you can train. Force wave, telekinetic throw. 2 of the most useful and frequently used. Alright, looks like we are headed towards the Jedi Temple. That's right. Now, before you start running off in that direction, it is available through the speeder, which I highly recommend. Makes traveling there so much faster. Back in the day, before you had to be physically on top of your speeder mount locations before you were able to access that, meaning that you as a little newbie person had to run all the way down this road and then be able to pick up the Jedi Temple speeder, which was, I mean, kind of just how it was, but now that I think about it and have the ability to get to Jedi Temple speeder now, it seems kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, go to that guy's for Knight, this chick's for Sage, and they are the ones that will lead you to your class trainer. Even though technically there are a lot of other options besides having to run all the way back to the Jedi Temple or over there by the Flesh Raiders to train. Another hint, if you ever see a glowy plate like this, go ahead and click on it. If you notice, it gave you 90 experience points just for looking at it. Make sure, look, here's another one. I think the Jedi Temple has one more, and I'll go show you where it is. That one's a 200-point one. Nice. And then our trainer guy is right here, the big Twi'lek dude. Okay, and Force Quake, another lovely quest, or another lovely useful spell. Alright, now we're going to go talk to Master Par. Okay, cutscene. I think this is where we get to meet, yep, this is where we get to meet Kaizen, one of my all-time favorite companions, just because he's so dedicated to you. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so then she sends us off to go talk to the Twi'lek village. Before we do that, we are going to find that last place where you can get some bonus experience out of the temple without really having to do much of anything. Nope, it's got chairs like this. So it might be in the other section, I can't remember. Oh, nope, there it is. And wrong type of chair. Click on the chair, lure object, and another 355 experience points that you did nothing to gain. Alright, let's get out of here. Another great thing about taking out the need for actually clicking on the speeder hubs is the fact that we don't have to run all the way up the mountain to go visit our little Twi'lek friends. No, I don't want to join your guild. Thank you, though. Okay, Calicori Village. That is where we're wanting to go. Okay. Talk to Mr. Dude. Okay. If you'll notice on the map here, as we're in Calicori Village, there's at least 2 other quests that you could pick up. And by all means, if you really want to, go for it. To me, they're not worth it. Usually, if they are a planetary quest, then they will be the same color pinky purple that the other quest indicators are. Alright, looks like it's now time to switch out some things. So I'll put on some gloves, belt, and the new lightsaber-ish thing. It's not really a lightsaber. It's a practice blade. Alright, we are now... Oh, almost went the wrong way, too. Fabulous. Alright. See, this is the entrance to the Gnarls, or the place where all the Flesh Raiders hang out. There's usually a set down here. Looks like somebody's already cleared them out, but for my purposes, I usually try to skirt them as much as possible. Oh, level 5. Fun, fun. Alright. Hello, Miss Free to Play. See, we're going to be heading up that mountain trying to find Nail and Rollick because he's a dum-dum. He has been corrupted by the dark side of the Force. This place looks like it should be so easy to traverse. It's actually really a big pain in the butt because there's a lot of twists and turns. And then dudes sitting in between. Got an achievement. Fabulous. Took the wrong turn. Need to go up a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Correct cave, always indicated by a big green hexagonal pattern. If it's not, it's usually red. Alright, Mr. Man, give me back my, okay. No, honey, I don't want to join your guild. Thank you, though. Alright, la 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 la. You're nailing, because you're a moron. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, nope, we've got flesh raiders to take care of first. I think 2 or 3 more groups, or no, 2 more groups will probably attack us before we get to go out of here. Thankfully, though, unlike other places in this game, if a rock falls on you, you won't get hurt by it. It's just there to look scary. There's another set. Alright. In the future, we need to pull out a particular ability called, it's under the general, under abilities general, and it's called quick travel. Now again, the rules for quick travel are different than for subs, so you may want, I believe you either have to pay for travels or you only get so many per month or whatever. So, but you want quick travel because it will get you to places a whole lot faster. So up here under pilgrims it says return to Master Yuan, and she is in the Jedi Temple, and the closest that you can get to her will probably be the Cantina, so that's where we're gonna go. Oh, somebody killed Kaizen. That was rude. Aww. Oh well. That was just rude. Somebody killed Kaizen. That was rude. They even killed him and he was naked. Gee whiz. Oh well. Alright, back to par. They even killed him and he was naked. Gee whiz. Alright, back to par. Alright. Yada yada yada. Yada yada. Yeah, 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 yeah. One interesting little tidbit about Master Par. If any of you are old like I am, you might have been forced to watch the 60s version of Romeo and Juliet in your literacy class. The lady that voices Master Yu and Par, is actually the young girl that played Juliet in that movie. Quite shocking a difference. Alright, let's go out. Quite shocking a difference. Alright, let's go out. Alright, now it says that we need to go for the first blade. I also happen to know exactly where we're going. We are going back into sort of Flesh Raider territory. There's actually another speeder hub right here that'll take us almost right to it. And so that'll be nice. We are going back into sort of Flesh Raider territory. There's actually another speeder hub right here that'll take us almost right to it. Forward Camp Speeder. You're going to be using that a lot until we leave Tython. Forward Camp Speeder. You're going to be using that a lot until... If you happen to know that purple triangle as we flow on by, yes, there is a quest for that. However, it's really not worth the time, effort, or small amount of experience you get for it. Just keep moving forward. Alrighty, down the stairs to the scary robot filled place here on Tython. And looks like somebody's cleared them out for me. Hallelujah. Alright, first blade. This little rock over here. Cool other little tidbit. This rock, you can actually get in one of your strongholds. It's called I believe the Consular Prayer Rock. And it's actually quite neat looking. Talk to Robot Man. Alright, so activate and destroy combat training droids. And they are over here. You don't need... these little nodes respawn fast enough that you shouldn't need to move to any other nodes besides these two. Okay, one down. Throw more rocks. Oh, see, there you go. Only needing an additional second or two. Out comes another one. Alright, level 6. See? We are not even halfway through all of the beginning quest stuff, and we're already level 6. This, for your own information, is two of the people that you have to have talked to for that purple triangle that we flew over. This, for your own information, is two of the people that blah blah. More spacebar, 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 spacebar. Okay, there we go. Back to Master Yuan. Now, for me as a subscriber, the cooldown on my quick travel is only about 6-ish minutes or so. So that actually makes it fairly nice for getting these quests done really fast and then getting back. If you have a longer cooldown time on your quick travel, then the flight hub is just right over there. It'd be easy to just run through and just take a speeder. But since I don't have to, I'm not going to. Here we go. Quick traveling-ish again. And back to Master Yuan. Now I'm curious to see if Kaizen is still dead. I think you despawned. Okay, spacebar, spacebar. Do, 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 do. Also would like to mention, as I'm spacebarring through everything, that on YouTube there are a lot of class quest cinematics walkthroughs that you can watch if you're really curious as to what they say and whatnot. Okay, now we're headed to the Flesh Raiders cave. I'm gonna go sell some stuff. That, some monies. Okay, I already had that title. For some reason, when I get it in my mailbox, I get 2 of them, which they won't let me have 2, so it's kind of dumb. Alright, off to the Flesh Raider Cove, which I believe we can still take the speeder for. Oh, how cute. Training hubs all over the place. That's what Dr. Orgrup looks like. That's the one I've got. And the Revan one, if you can find it, is really super expensive. Just FYI. Okay, so you can either go to the Calicori Village Speeder, or you can go to the Forward Camp Speeder. I prefer the other one, the Forward Camp Speeder, because we're going to be going down in this area, and if you go here, you have to go through all that crud just to get to where you're going to end up, which is faster over here to the Forward Camp Speeder. Nice bug. Alright. Ignore that guy. Coming around. See. Maybe I'll wait until it pops up. But you will see here in a second that going this way will be a lot faster than trying to go back to Kalikori Village. Maybe one of these days I will do a walkthrough on to get some of the easier datacrons. But for now, just to let you know, entrance for that datacron that's like up in the mountains somewhere is that cave down there in the river. Right there. So if you were to go through that cave and kill all the Manka cats that were through there, you would get that datacron. Oh, that's not the right cave. Bugs me. I want to like show it to you because you can. Those datacrons are actually fairly visible if you know exactly where you're looking. But I don't see it. All right. Yeah, just ignore me and my inability to steer my character. These guys down here are a little tougher than the ones we've previously had experience with. Not too much, but enough that you may want to, if you don't have a companion with you, you may want to keep an eye on your health when fighting these guys. Especially since some of them stun, and that tends to be the biggest reason why newbies die. It's because they get themselves up against some guy, and then they get stunned, and then they can't do anything about it. He wants to be friends too. He's feeling left out. I'll stun him for a sec. How about that? Onward. See if we can sneak around these guys. Yep. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Yeah, this is a place to hard to sneak around them because they're so all over the place. Might as well just kill him since we know he's going to aggro me anyway, right? Hello, Mater. Force Quake is a beautiful thing. There's our section. The other one is for the night. Also another bit for you. My rule of thumb, even though it takes just a teeny bit more time, if you have an instance place like this where only you can come in, or your group can come in, then take advantage of the fact that there are mobs sitting in here and just kill them all. There's no competition for them. They're there for as long as you need them to be standing there, and so it's an easy kill. Let's see, there should be guys down here. Yep. Okay. Oh, we were hiding. Now, do you see why I like to throw rocks? More of those prayer stones. I believe that one looks a lot like the Jedi Knight one. Kaizen! More spacebar. Get through this. Alright, I have a feeling we're going back to Master Par, so let's do that. Again, quick travel to the cantina. Okay. La 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 la. Right, more ugly clothing. Yay, and level 7. Now, let's pull out Mr. Grob, or however you pronounce his name, hollow statue, because he allows us to just train right now. Cool. And guess where we're headed? That's right, back to the speeder. In fact, I believe we are going back to the... We're going back to the forward camp speeder, because that's going to take us closest to where we're going to go. I am able to view my chat, so if you happen to have any questions or suggestions on how people can do these beginning quests faster, the beginning planet faster, by all means let me know. So if you happen to have any questions or suggestions on how people can do these beginning quests faster, the beginning planet faster, by all means let me know. Let me pick up. Oh. Again, this area is loaded with robots that are highly aggro. So you may not be able to skirt a lot of these guys because they are persistent, as you just noticed. Highly aggro. So you may not be able to skirt a lot of these guys because they are persistent. Okay, we are looking for boxes that will light up. I believe this one is going to be behind this wall, if I remember correctly. Nope. We actually have to go up some. Alright, now I think I've got it right. Get some neato things. Does it even help? Yeah. There it is, the box. The next box is in here. And we have to go a little bit up the hill for the other box. Really? And the other box is up here. Not terribly hard to get to, but if you didn't know it was up here, you'd be running around all the place going, where the crap is this thing? Alright, back to Master Par. Yes. The consular questline tends to be very back and forth at first. And guess what? Surprise! We're going to be going right back here in a minute. Looks like you got me a hat and more money. Ooh, can't use those two things. Let's see, go back over here. Sell off some of this junk so it's not sitting in my bags. Pair all, sell junk. See, that one white, white, white doesn't do hardly anything. So don't worry about keeping white stuff. And back out we go. Now, looking here, I want you to notice this complimentary major experience boost gives you 25% boosted experience for 3 hours. It would be really tempting at this point to go ahead and start burning that because, you know, you want to get through to 10 as quickly as possible so that you can leave Tython. However, I would recommend that you wait to burn it till you get to Coruscant and get through those first, basically, talky parts of your quest. Then after that, go ahead and start burning it. I can show you when. Let's see, make sure I'm going in the right direction first for Kaizen. Yep. And then you can burn it, and then on Coruscant you will get more opportunities for NPC kills or mob kills that will give you a goodly amount of experience in addition to the experience for the quests that you will be getting. So just hang on to that for a while. And I believe there's every 10 levels or so you get one of those, especially if you are a subscriber. In my experience, just thought of this, it is pretty useless to stick to one particular rotation for your abilities, simply because, for one, you'll be getting more, and a lot of them over time, and you don't really get any sort of bonus for the way in which you activate those abilities. So you casting your project and then disturbance doesn't give you any sort of benefit other than those spells are available and they killed it, and that's all that matters. So don't start worrying about rotation. I would say probably into your like 60s-ish or so. Because, you know, of course I went the wrong way. I am the absolute worst for getting lost, I swear. I'm going to date myself really super bad, but when I first started playing MMOs, it was on EverQuest, so this is probably 98, 99, and it was my younger brother that actually played them at first, and he got me into it. And it was funny because I used to make him sit next to me while I was playing, because every time I would try to do it by myself, I would get lost. No, you can't go. You have to stay here and tell me where I'm going. Oh, there's level 8.
Yeah, see the people who's actually in the chat. Come on. Yeah.
Alright, now we're heading back in the right direction. Now while we're running there, let me also give you a few pieces of advice that will make your time as a player of MMOs, particularly of Star Wars, more pleasant. First of all, don't beg. People will react very negatively to beggars, simply because most of us have done a lot to earn the credits and gear that we have. And it's actually relatively simple to make credits in this game, either by crafting or by using the GTN to make money using the cartel market. So don't beg. Also, don't feed the trolls. There are, as in any MMO, huge numbers of trolls. If you're a sensitive soul, then you may not want to rile them up at all. And don't be a jerk. If someone, one of the things I hate the most is when I'm in fleet and somebody will ask a genuine question like, do you guys know where the class or the heroic planetary heroic panel is? And someone will be like a smart ass and say, oh, it's, gosh, why don't you know this stuff? And just be completely unhelpful. It's like, you know what, you don't need to do that kind of stuff. If you are in serious need of help, if you're truly not able to understand what is going on and how you're supposed to work it, my biggest recommendation is to join a guild, particularly a guild who their focus is on helping their members to level and be successful. Not all guilds are like that. There's a lot of guilds that are strictly for players who are used to playing, and they don't have time for newbies. But there are plenty of guilds out there, usually the smaller ones, where they are more than happy to help out. A lot of times some of them will have events specifically geared towards getting people gear or levels or whatever it is. So take advantage of the smaller guilds, try to find yourself a guild, and that'll be your best bet if you're truly lost. Okay, we're about to rescue Kaizen, which means that Shay will be going away here in a sec. And that's alright, because truthfully, Kaizen makes a really great healer and a really great tank. Alright, so Kaizen automatically set to heals, which is probably best considering that you really don't have any but one heal right now, so it doesn't really make much sense to have him on DPS or tank right now. More robots. Oh, and I always forget. I like to give Kaizen that vibro sword I started out with, because it looks a heck of a lot better than that stupid tech lady always carries around. The only other character that I've had experience that actually looks good wielding that particular vibro sword is the Sith Inquisitor demon guy. And his name will come to me in a second, but I just can't remember it. Eight of 15 on our bonus quest, killing these little robots. Another little hint for new players is that your tab key will sort of be your best friend for a little while. But be warned, and even I make this mistake, and I played for a lot of years, that sometimes when you're in the middle of a big fight and you use tab targeting, you end up targeting something you didn't want to target. And yes, I've wiped many a group that way.
What force to talk to blaster? Why force to talk to blaster?
Ooh, I got some pants. Way to go, Kaizen. Spanked him and sent him to bed. Best thing to do when you pull more than you wanted to is stay calm. It sounds sort of dumb, but when you start making goofball decisions because you're afraid that you're going to die in the middle of this big minefield, don't worry. A lot of times, especially if you start off killing the guys that are just the guys without stars next to their names, they're pretty easy and can be killed off pretty quick. If you kill those guys first, and then kill the silver stars, then the gold stars, then anything above that, then you should be okay. No bonus boss there. Down in the pit. Okay, another bonus quest is coming up. Looks like somebody may have cleared some of them out already. They're the witch doctors. These guys actually give fairly decent experience. I'm sorry, shamans. You only need 5 of them. And they're all throughout where you're trying to go, so don't worry about trying to kill all of these in the room, because you should have plenty. Alright. I do not keep anything white and below. I automatically sell it. Actually, at higher levels, I'll sell green things too, because they're quite the common drop. But at this level, with the green drops, I recommend that you keep them and then put them up on the GTN to sell. It's a nice way of making a little bit of extra credits. Alright, so in this particular quest line, they are wanting you to pretend that you are one of Rajavari's followers, and so you must make choices based on how Rajavari teaches, meaning anything that's counterintuitive to the consular. So for this, he asks if you want to be purified by flame, and I'm like, no, because my sacrifice is foolish. Kaizen will disapprove, but that will actually get you past these little dudes that will put some stupid, annoying stuff on you. Okay, dying guy. I think we're going to choose, it won't show you any mercy. Oh, looks like we made the right choice then. Or, sorry, I meant to say debuff. They put debuffs on you that are actually quite annoying. And this last one. That last one was to attack the stone so that the gas would stop flowing in. Alright. He's going to chat with you for a sec. He's going to be like, oh my gosh, you're so interesting. He's going to tell you where to get, to go to Lightsaber Forge. And you're so excited about that. And he's like, nope, go and do it. And I'm like, okay. Alright. Oh, there's level 9. Now we need to go out of here and get ourselves a lightsaber crystal. guy came back here through here already. This, we are heading towards the last part of your class quest, so be excited. It should be pretty easy to skirt these guys. And I always kill Mr. Man over here because he can sometimes drop some gear that would be useful before you go to the very end of this quest line. Yep, let's see if we can even use them. And we can't, jerk. You might have noticed that I am a clicker picker, and that just comes from my days back in the day when that's all I knew how to play video games, and it's the one I'm most comfortable with. But if you look up on YouTube, you can find a ton of videos about setting up key bindings so that instead of using your mouse to activate abilities, you can actually use keys on your keyboard and your fingers to do that instead. Okay, come up here after we kill these guys and get ourselves a lightsaber crystal, like Rajavari told us to. Oops, this one right here. Clicky. Mr. Bad Guy comes to eat us. Oh, he knocked me all the way off, didn't he? That's right, punk. Ah, Always going in the wrong direction.
Keep safe.
Alright, so like I said, we are coming up on the end of your class quest on Tython. You just need to make it up to the lightsaber forge and fight some dudes, make a lightsaber, fight another dude, and we should be done. And looking at my experience right now, looks like we'll be very much past level 10 when we do. Oh, by the way, another handy feature. If your bags are full, like I just figured out, go ahead and right click on Kaizen's portrait down here and click on him and say sell trash items. The standard time for that to happen is 1 minute. There are things you can do on your legacy that you can pay for with credits to make that shorter. Okay, when you're modding, which is what I'm doing right now, your class quest lightsaber, you want to hover over that control and then right click on the picture of the lightsaber. It'll bring up this window right here, and the game gives you automatically a mod to put in it, but you're missing your enhancement until you get back to the Jedi Temple. But it's better than the little flimsy stick that you've been using. Let's see, I'm going to upgrade on a belt. Fabulous. Kaizen is back. Fabulous. We're about ready to go kick Malin Rollick's behind. La 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 la. Spacebar, spacebar. Spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. More spacebar. Alright, here we go. Malin, you dork. And I'll tell you this much, if you were not prepared to fight him when this game first came out, if you were not prepared to fight him, he was rough. I mean, he's barely hurting me right now. Of course, I have Kaizen helping me, but back in the day, unless you were blowing some stims and had some heal packs on you, you were asking to die. Alright, you feel so bad. Da 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 da. Spacebar, 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 spacebar. Yay! Okay, Jedi Council meeting. We're going back to the temple. Cantina. Alright, here we go. Show off. At this point, you could do one of two things. Because eventually we are going to be leaving Tython, but the item modification place on this quest right here is all the way down at the end of the friggin' sidewalk. So we're going to do that first rather than go straight to the Jedi Council. So I guess technically we could have just gone to the Jedi Temple Speeder hub. Probably have been less, but less time, but I think we'll be okay. So here's the item modification thing. We don't actually need that to complete the quest. It's funny. You just need the plate here. Click on the plate. It gives you some experience and it gives you a enhancement to put in your lightsaber. Yay! Okay. Control right click. Grab your enhancement and apply, close, close, close. One of these times I'll have to do an overview of modifications and where and how to get the cheapest modifications for leveling, because as I said in another video, it really is worthless unless you've just got creds to burn to buy purple and blue modifications at low levels like these, because the fleet offers them at a relatively inexpensive price. So yeah, that would not be advisable, especially as you're leveling. I mean, and it's even comparable to what you might earn should you go heroic hunting. So alright, so here at we're seeing the Jedi Council. I'm just gonna la la da da da, and everybody's happy, and then all of a sudden Master Yuan passes out. Oh my goodness! What's wrong with her? Which is why we go to Coruscant. Blah 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 blah. Do, 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 do. Okay, chatty chatty chatty. That should ding us to 10. Yes, ma'am. Okay, upgrade. Alright, so there's really nothing at this point keeping us here on Tython, so we're going to head to Coruscant, and then we'll go over a few things before I end our stream tonight. Okay, we're going to go up to the little shippy ship. There comes Kaizen. want to go to the Republic Fleet. Alright, one thing that I like to do as we are waiting for my screen to load is in between planets. Usually I wait 1 or 2 planets, so I'll do Tython and then Coruscant, and then I'll go back. And then at that point, in between planets, do the heroics for the planet or 2 previous. So like say for example, I've done Tython, I've done Coruscant, and now I'm at the point where I'm going to be doing I want to do the heroics, then I will start with the Tython heroic and then do the Coruscant heroics. What that does is that it always keeps you ahead of the experience curve. You're constantly doing each planet at about 3 to 4, ideally 5 levels higher than you need to be. And that is so that when you're going through killing things, that you are able to handle going through fairly quickly instead of spending a lot of your time dying or taking 5 years killing 4 dudes. So that's a recommendation I have. Always keep yourself at least 4 to 5 levels above what you need to be for any particular planet that you're on. Again, like I said, it's always wise to take advantage of the planetary quest lines so that you have the ability to have that extra experience as you're moving your class quests forward. Alright, what we're doing here is I'm going to also show you one other thing that is unique to this particular period of time for you. That is a very good experience bonus. Gives a lot of experience, especially like when I said earlier to not blow your experience boost until you get to a place where you're going to be killing a lot of mobs all in a row. And this is going to be one of those places. So for here on the Republic fleet, it is going to be a quest in the Coruscant Departures area called the Essels. You get that quest from this guy, or you get it from any of the little quest kiosks that are around. But to getting the quest from him is much easier. The couple of benefits to doing this in between is, again, you're getting a huge boost of experience right off the bat in a small area. Another couple of benefits is that even though you've got Kaizen at your side, that's fabulous, the game will also give you a robot that acts as sort of like a even mix between DPS and tank. He doesn't really actively tank the mobs for you, but he a lot of times does so much damage they're pretty much hitting on him anyway. So that allows you to, like for example, I like to practice my healing if I get a lot of healing spells by that point. So I practice my healing, send Kaizen in as either DPS or a tank, and then use him as my focus, or just using those extra distractions to kill everything on its way. You can get a group for this, and while I don't say you shouldn't, honestly, it takes a while to get groups in Star Wars, and a lot of times people are obnoxious, so that's why I don't generally. But the benefit of a group is that you will get more experience going through with a group than going through by yourself. It's just a bonus that the game gives you for being in a group. Let's see. I don't think we'll talk about companion boosts just yet, though they are important. But regardless, if you do not choose to do the Essels, if you'd rather just head to Coruscant, then this ship right here is the one you want to get on. See, that guy's heading towards the door, and he's going to go on it, and that'll send you straight to Coruscant. Skips over the Essels entirely. You just go and then you do your thing. Alright, last but not least, go back to the main level. A couple of things that I have found that are extremely useful and convenient as far as experience boosting goes is the some of the beginner quests that are around. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about heroics. Heroics reset daily. So say for example, you did Coruscant and you did the Coruscant heroic pretty easily, but you were struggling with, or excuse me, you were doing the quests for Tython pretty easily, but you were struggling with Coruscant. All you have to do is wait till the next day, do Tython again, Tython heroics again, and that should boost you up enough so that you won't have as many problems with the Coruscant heroics. So here I am in this area right here. If you see on here, we are in the combat training area. This is where you pick up your heroics. You click on it, and for me right now, there's only 2 planets that are available to me. That's because I haven't been to any of the other planets. So I would pick up this one. In fact, I just pick them up all up because what I would be doing was I would be taking Empathy through the Essels, and by the time she got out of the Essels, she'd be easily level 15 or more. Priority Missions Terminal, I recommend you take, partially because doing Group Finder, doing at least one war zone or PvP, and then getting to know your crafting trainers is a really, really good bonus experience boost. Let's see what we got here. Oh, spam, gotta love it. Go away. If you're really intent on doing some crazy PvP, go ahead and pick this one up too. Starfighter, we're not even going to go over Starfighter, I hate it so bad. Anyway, so let me actually bring up my doctor here. Get my speeder piloting finally. So I'm going to go and memorize all my vehicles. Hey yo, Holmes, you're sitting on my head. Okay, so we're going to take this. I'm going to go to the last place, and we're going to strongholds and crew skills. Alright, this dude right here, this little hollow statue right over here, is your strongholds guy. You are not going to be able to talk to him until level 15. You can click on this though, gives you some experience. But once you do, and either you already have a stronghold or you're already planning on buying a stronghold, it's a very good idea to talk to him because his quest gives a crazy insane amount of experience just for walking through the door. These, when I told you to take the crafting trainer's quest, the quest says learn a crew skill then interact with your trainer, which is true. So let me show you how this works really quick and then we're done. So these are all the actual trainers. I won't go too deep into crafting just because that would take a lot more time, and I'm not doing that tonight. What you do is you click on her, and she says she's synth weaving. She's asked if you want to train with her. You press cancel. But if you noticed, when you clicked on her, she gave you 505 experience. Click on him and then cancel, 505. Click on him, another 500, another 500, and that, and that. Then we go next door. These are the guys that do the gathering items for making stuff, and it's the exact same deal. You click on him, you cancel. Click on her, you cancel. 500 experience for each one of these guys. Easy peasy experience right there. Cancel and cancel. Okay, last step. You go in here, back to your craft trainers. Now, if you already know what kind of crafting you want to do, that's great. Go up and pick that person. But if you have no idea, just pick one. It doesn't matter. So let's pretend we want to pick her. So we say, hi, Miss Master Opip, Synth Weaver Chick. I'm going to train with you. So we click on her. She says train. And they give you all this crap. Now, what you do is you click on her again. Click, bam. You can close that, and you can accept that. Woohoo! Alright, now, the crafting window can be located under the little triangle here under crew skills. And you notice here, synth weaving, 1 of 600, and then there's this little X next to that. If you have not decided what you would like to do, you still wanted that experience for completing the quest, then go ahead and click the X. It removes everything that she just gave you, and you can start over. You can click on any of these people and whatnot. Only do that if you're not sure what you want to do. Alright, well, I think that's it for tonight. If you have any questions on experience earning at least the beginning planet is concerned, then I am more than happy to answer your questions. Also, just keep in mind that I am playing on the Republic side, but the planets of Ord Mantell for the Troopers and Scoundrels, Hutta for the Agents and the Bounty Hunters, and Korban for the Sith, all pretty much work the same. They have different quests, obviously. Their layout is different, but the quest amounts are pretty much all the same. Alright, you guys, you have a good night, and hope to have you watch some more streaming later.